everybody, it's Renee from Tailspin Farm, and I am hopping on today for this quick video to show you the baby bunnies, to have you get a look at them. And I'm just going to talk a little bit about pedigrees real quick. I'm not going to go in depth, but I did want to show you what one looks like and what to look for on a pedigree, and just give you some ideas on colorings and things like that. So the babies are 4 weeks old on this coming Saturday, so they have gotten big. I have 3. So Dad is he's a red-eyed white, but technically he is a pointed white lilac, which means that he has tipped ears, which I'll be able to show you because 2 of them here are the exact same coloring as Dad. And then Mom of these is considered a steel blue color. So I need to do research on one of them. I'm not sure. He's a little darker colored one, and I don't know quite what he's going to be considered yet. But I wanted to show you just to show you what colorings they do have. So again, these guys will be 4 weeks old on Saturday, and I have them here in a basket. Aren't they cute? They are 100% French Angoras. This one is my full red-eyed white, or ruby-eyed white. If you see REW on anything, that's what that is. That's what that stands for, is REW, is ruby-eyed white or red-eyed white. And that's what this little guy is. You can see that he is full, and I think you'll be able to tell if you look at his ears, they are white. And then the other 2 that I have that also are white, but they are the same as Dad, which are the, can you see his or her ears? I have not figured out what they are yet. I try to wait until they're a little bit older, but you can see that this one and the other one have the coloring pointed on their ears or tipped on their ears. So I'm thinking that these are also the lilac. And crazy as it sounds, when they say lilac, you can see a purple hue to that. And also with Mom is a blue steel or steel blue color, you can see the blue in that. This one isn't as prominent, but this one has, he's a little bit smaller, but they also have the tipped ears or pointed ears of the coloring. And also on, I don't know if he's going to cooperate, on the nose, you can see just a touch of color right there on her little nose. Now this other one, and I have shown these on my Instagram several times, is really teeny tiny. She's doing great, or he's doing great, but just a lot smaller than the other 3. And they are starting to eat. I took them out this afternoon to bring them in the house and play with them a little bit. I try to handle them as much as possible. So, and to give Mom a break because they are still in with her right now. I want to make sure that they are not just nursing, that they are eating. And I have seen them eating on hay and stuff. And so right now I am keeping them with their mom. But this one, you can tell, looks a little bit more like Mom, only does not have the blue coloring that Mom does. So I'm not quite sure. I've had baby bunnies that have been pitch black, all over pitch black, and essentially they are considered black because of their face color being full black, but technically their body color turns gray, and then they are considered gray rabbits. So I'm gonna give this one another week or so to figure out what it's gonna do. He or she has lightened up quite a bit already. You could see more of the brown tones in her. And there is and I can't think of what they call the color. I have to go through my book. Again, I've mentioned this before. I am not a genetics person. I'm not even a show person with rabbits. I am much more the fiber end of things, but I need to look. There's a wild rabbit color, and I can't think of what they call it, but it's like what you'd see out in the wild, that color. And so, but I don't think that's what she's going to be. I think she's going to be more towards, she won't be a chestnut, but maybe more like Mom here in the next week or two as she changes a little bit more. So we'll see. I'll keep you posted on that. I am probably going to sell at least a couple of these in the next few weeks. I usually let them go around 8 weeks. And we'll see. I haven't decided. It's always so hard to have these babies and then let them go. I would like to keep some of the white ones, maybe 1 or 2 of them, because dyeing yarn is that much easier with a white base. So I have been doing a lot of dyeing of yarn lately, and the white just picks it up so much better. So I have them sitting here in a basket. If you hear whining, it's Willow the Wonder Dog sitting in my bedroom because she just wants to herd them and mother them. And so I had to put her away so I could do this video. So on the pedigree papers, I just wanted to run through this. I'm going to cover, I don't think it matters, but I'm going to cover where I got these from. Dad and Mom are both from the same breeder, local to me. She does a fabulous job. It has beautiful French Angora rabbits. And my last few I have gotten from her. I got 5 new ones from her this summer. And then the dad of this batch I got last fall from her. And this is essentially a basic pedigree paper. And I know it's going to be reversed for you, but this is what it looks like. And this is the rabbit that I have, and then you've got parents, and you've got, let's see if I can do this backwards, parents, and then you've got grandparents, and then you've got greats all the way out. So typically I try to do 3 generations out, which she has done here, and down here there is a spot for it's basically certifying that, to the best of your knowledge, this is what the lineage is of these rabbits, which was always important for me when I was breeding. I always wanted to make sure that I had the pedigrees correct. I did have an incident happen once where I had someone contact me wanting to know about a rabbit I had sold, and it had been at least a couple years prior that I had sold that rabbit. And just talking to this person, I kind of figured out that maybe someone had taken some of the information off my pedigree and put it on theirs, which is always a no-no. I mean, that's just common sense. It's not truthful. So that's why people do this, so that you can go back quite a ways. And on her pedigree here, you've got the name. So these guys, the mom and dad are both considered, so Mom's name is Juniper Berry. So her pedigree name is Sloan's Juniper Berry. My name on these guys, typically what I do is put Tailspin Farm, whatever. Tailspin Farm Willow, or Tailspin Farm Snowball. And so, and sometimes they come named, and sometimes they're not. Dad's name, I actually call him Snowball, but his actual name is Ghost. So, and that's his pedigree name. And so you have typically the name, the color right underneath, and then if you're showing them, you're going to have an ear tattoo. Some of mine have tattoos, some of them do not. And then you have a weight, the date of birth, and the sex is typically what I put on my pedigrees. And for these ones, these go back all the way. She has tattoo numbers, or tattoo numbers typically. Like my tattoo number for our rabbits used to be MCC And then I had a number on it, or MC and a number. I can't remember. It might have just been 3 when our kids, no, I think it was MCC, and then we had a number when our kids were showing for 4-H. They had to be tattooed. So that was the tag that we used, or the tattoo. These do all have the date of birth. A lot of them have the weights. So I have all kinds of information right here at my fingertips, so I can, I'll be able to, for these guys, have pedigree back to mom and dad, and then grandma and great grandma. And technically, if I wanted to, I could do great greats. I typically don't do that. I typically go back 3 generations on my pedigrees. You can find forms online, just blank forms that you can download and then fill out and turn into your own. It's easy enough to create one of those, and that's kind of how I do it. So, yeah, so these guys will be, when you have this paperwork, it just, you are able to sell the rabbits sometimes for a bit more money, because then people will be able to show them and be able to breed them themselves. You have to have, and I might be wrong on this, but I'm almost certain for any like American Rabbit Breeders Association, ARAB or RBA. It's Tuesday, not Monday. For any of the places that you're going to do big shows, 4-H did not require us to have the rabbit's pedigree, but some 4-H might. I'm not sure in different counties. But any of the big shows, the national shows, you will have to have pedigrees for those. And so that makes these rabbits able to do national shows if someone wanted to with them. So, in looking at them, again, I'm not a show person. Again, I have a couple of local ladies that do a lot of showing, and they were giving me some hints and tips last year. You look for things like ears. I do have one rabbit out there. I think you guys have seen her before, and she has a floppy ear. She would not be considered a show rabbit. This guy's little ears are both up and looking good. They look for body shape. They look for, yeah, different things. I had a, this has been years ago. I sold a rabbit to a big 4-H family that did a big county 4-H here in Michigan. It was towards Detroit. And they purchased a rabbit from me. He was a really sweet guy. He actually, he ended up coming back to me because once she got him home, she looked him all over, and he was just a little, he was probably 8-10 weeks old when she bought him. Just a little guy. But a couple weeks after she bought him, she called me or messaged me, and she said, "Renee, I need to return this rabbit because part of his foot is missing." So legitimately, he only had half of a back foot, which sometimes, in reality, the moms get a little bit aggressive with cleaning the rabbits, and that's all we could come up with, was maybe mom got a little bit aggressive when she was cleaning him. We're not sure. He may have been born that way, but neither one of us noticed it until she got him home and started working with him. She didn't even notice it because these rabbits get pretty full of fur, and when she came and bought it and looked it over, didn't even dawn on her that part of his foot. So he actually was with me until this last fall. He lived a very long life. He was probably 10 years old, almost 9-10 years old. So those are things to look for when you are looking for rabbits to show. You want them to have pedigree, and they will have to have an ear tattoo done for most. Like I said, even our small 4-H community, when the kids were showing there, had to have the tattoos. So I hope this video was helpful and gave you a little bit of information. If you'd like, please click the like button down below and subscribe if you don't already. Hit the bell to get notifications when I download, and leave some comments for me if you like these short videos or if you like longer videos. I'm trying to come up with some more ideas for some videos for you guys. I know there's lots of new people here that have subscribed recently, so welcome. I am Renee. I have been spinning for I think since 2005, 2006 is when I started spinning. I started on a drop spindle and went to a spinning wheel about a year later. And I am still doing that today. I've been raising the rabbits just as long and have had rabbits since 2006, I believe. 2005, 2006 is when I got my first French Angora. I do have English Angora, and I have German Angora. So I raise all of them, and I spin their fiber into yarn and make products out of it. You can find me on all the socials at Tailspin Farm. I'm on Instagram mainly, but I also have a Facebook page, the YouTube channel. I have an Etsy site. And actually today I'm having some technical difficulties today, but I am trying to get some of my Angora jewelry downloaded. I think they're probably going to be on Etsy before they're on my website tonight, so you can go check that out if you're interested. And all of my rabbits are groomed very carefully. They're handled by me daily. They are never harmed in the process. If you want to see how I groom my rabbits, you can look at some of my older videos. I have quite a few of those on how I groom rabbits. And I think at one point here this fall, when things settle down with the garden and everything else going on around here, I am going to do a video, kind of a day in the life, from grooming to spinning to washing to making something with the yarn. So it might be a little bit longer video, but I want to do that yet. But yeah, I hand comb or use a small pair of shears to cut down my rabbits. And basically when I do that, they're sitting on my lap or on a table in front of me, and they get a spa day. So that's important for the rabbits. Angoras are a lot like cats, and they lick themselves. And so if you left their fur on them, they would get something called wool block and they would die. So it is so much better for the rabbits to be groomed. And yeah, I still get a lot of questions and a lot of angry faces over that one, which I don't understand, but my rabbits are never harmed in the process of getting the fiber from them. So, and they're given treats weekly and all the good stuff. They are, and I also have my rabbit in cages, which is another thing that seems to set people off, but they are large cages. I have an area outdoors that they're able to get into when the weather cooperates, and they can run around out there. But if you left your rabbits just to roam out in the backyard, you're going to lose your rabbits pretty fast, especially where we live. We live on 5 acres with woods and fields and all kinds of wildlife all around us. And so it would not take long for me to lose my rabbits. So that was a long introduction. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, click like down below, and I hope you have a great week, and I hope you are creating something this week. Bye.